let's preview this weekend. And like I said, it's a pretty good card.
UFC 298 taking place at Anaheim. Your main event is Alexander Volkanovski versus
Volkanovski.
Volkanovski.
They don't call you the worst in the business for nothing.
Well, they call him Volkswagen. I mean, like Alexander Volkswagen versus Ilia. Topuria.
You know that we really didn't talk much to him about the fight.
Yeah, we talked about bulls.
We talked about every other thing, which is cool.
Spain.
Well, I think that's just as important. We already know that he's overconfident. We already know that he's planning on and thinks he's going to walk right through Volkanovski.
He's undefeated, 14-0.
Yeah.
So, your middleweight co-main event, Robert Whittaker versus Paulo Costa.
Like it.
A great fight.
Yeah.
Depends on which Costa we get.
I can't wait for the main event.
It depends on what Costa we get. If he's focused, his weight cut's good. I mean, it depends on how he shows up. But that, Whittaker always a professional. He's coming to fight, so he'll be ready. Then your middleweight, Geoff Neal versus Garry. That's a massive fight.
Great fight.
I mean, Gary's supposed to be next in this super, division.
And Neal's no bum.
No bum at all. 15-5. Your bantamweight, Merab Dvalishvili, carry the eye. All right, versus Cejudo, the C4.
No, he's not C4.
Oh,
he did win that fight.
He tried to be C4.
I thought he won that fight.
Yeah,
but at least 2 of the 3 judges didn't.
The judges did not. And speaking of judges who did not, Max Payne Griffin talking about your boy Sal D'Amato. He hates him. He's like, he's got something out for me. I always lose when he judges my fights. I don't know what I did to Sal. Maybe a previous life incident. But any thoughts on Max Payne Griffin calling out a specific judge?
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
It's even though Sal is a very close friend of mine. If he has a feeling about it, it's not true. I don't think it's true. I judge. I could care less who wins, who loses. I know Sal very well. I know Chris Lee very well. I know a couple of the others. They don't care. They get paid the same thing no matter what. It's not a big deal to them. So I don't think they have it, would have anything against Max. And Max, our boy. Who could dislike Max?
Yeah, Max is good people.
He is. He's a good dude.
And he got his hand raised last week. So
good for him. Very happy.
So, no, it's a massive card. I mean,
keep going.
Oh, okay.
More names you can't pronounce?
Well, I mean, you've got Anthony Hernandez. I can pronounce that. Versus Roman.
Okay, move on.
Okay. Kopylov. Amanda Lemos versus Mackenzie Dern.
What accent is she going to use?
Oh, why she has multiples?
Yes, multiples.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Did we interview a guy that used multiple accents?
No, we had a guy who pretended he wasn't him. Who I believe is the one champion.
No, really?
Yeah, I believe he's the real deal. But yeah, he pretended to be somebody else.
Your heavyweight fight, Marcus Rogério de Lima versus Justin Tafa. That's a massive fight. That's a big fight.
Big boys.
Big boys. Rinya Nakamura versus Carlos Vera.
Nakamura left the WWE to join the UFC?
Nakamura.
Oh, wow.
Zhang Mingyang versus Renson Ribeiro.
We can bounce both those names off Bob Cook because they sound like wrestling names.
Which one?
Nakamura.
Yeah, Nakamura and Zhang Mingyang. That's a good name. I like that. Rhymes. Tatiana Suarez. Oh, that's canceled. Never mind. Prelims, early prelims. Josh Quion versus Danny Barlow. Oban Elliott versus Val Woodburn. Andrea Lee versus Miranda Maverick. That is your fight card. It's a massive card though, especially when they're putting.
You didn't do the other ones.
What do you mean?
Well, there's earlier ones too.
That's it. I did there. I was there.
Well, you didn't do the Miranda Maverick.
I just said it.
Did you?
I did. But with all the hype and build up on UFC 300 coming up and all the attention being on 300 and the fight card and who's coming and what's announced, to have this 298 card slide in during this, Super Bowl week in between the two, it's massive. I mean, I think this could be your 300. This fight card could end up being one of those legendary ones where it's like, wow.
I think it all breaks down to that main event.
Yeah.
How does that main event go down? And it doesn't really matter who wins as long as it's a great fight. And I don't see how it can't be. I truly think this is. I think if Volkanovski loses to anybody, it's to Topuria.
I agree.
I think he's ready. I think he's talented enough. Has he fought, somebody like Volkanovski? I don't think anybody's like Alex.
Yeah.
He's on a roll. The dude is unstoppable in his weight class. And I am really, truly looking forward to that fight.
Topuria, he was such a nice dude, a great guy, well dressed. His watch had a battery in it. I
think I'm supposed to send some of those dragons to his kids, right?
Yeah.
Didn't I say?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of dragons, our producer Steve,